Hello everyone, Josh First back again with some more Epic 7 news, and today we're going to be talking about the new equipment pack. Now, we already have the image thanks to the Korean Stove website. We have the image for the new equipment pack. It looks like it's going to be $30 US and $50 US. We also found out that the gear that you get is all going to be 85 gear, and it's going to have a percentage to get an epic, to get a rare, or to get heroic. It is at the moment, from what we got from the website, 35% chance to get rare 85 gear, 53% I believe to get the heroic, and 12% to get the epic. I think that was what it was. Yes, I think that's what it was. So, you got about pretty much a 53% chance to get at least a heroic or better. You're guaranteed to get at least one epic piece of gear as well. Now, from what I found out, the gear itself is random. Like, you can get a random main stat, random substats, or whatever. And if that's the case, that'll also change up a little bit of the value of these packs as well. Now, I went ahead and did some math, did some of the number crunching here, and I made a Reddit post, which you guys can see here. I'll have the link to this Reddit post in the description below. That way, if this did help any of you out, you know, go in here, show some love, upvote it, whatever. I don't really care. I don't really use Reddit that often. Well, I don't usually post on Reddit that often. And when I'm done with this video, I'll probably attach this video link to this as well, so all the information is in one area. But anyways, let's just go ahead and run this down. So here are the numbers for each. The numbers are based on using all stones for stamina and then used on hunt stage 11. Now, keep in mind, we are comparing the $30 leaf pack to the $50 equipment pack. And in case you're wondering, why am I comparing these two packs? I consider the $30 leaf pack as the gold standard of the packs in the game. Like, the best bang for your buck value. Because a lot of the packs in this game are very bad. And I don't include the monthly packs, the $10 and $5 one, because there's nothing in comparison to those at all. Not even remotely close, because you're getting 30 days of value from both those for, only $15 combined. So in terms of just a quick buy pack that gets you whatever you want that day, the $30 leaf pack is the gold standard. So the new $50 equipment pack is the one I'm taking. I'm taking the best one of the two available, because that $30 equipment pack doesn't hold a candle to the $50, because you're actually gaining almost an additional $10 in value from the second pack over the first, because you're doubling the gold, you're doubling the gear, and you're almost doubling the sky stones for $20 more instead of $30. So you're getting an additional $10 of value from the second. So we're going to go ahead and compare the second, the $50 equipment pack, to the $30s, just so everybody is caught up here, and hopefully I didn't confuse anyone. All right. Gold is not being included, as depending on drops, the calculations could favor one or the other due to your gear you can sell and make from the hunt runs. So I completely excluded gold that you get from the leaf pack and from the equipment pack, because here's the thing. You could ideally go ahead, farm up to get enough of the materials and go buy 10 85 pieces of gear for 700,000 gold. But that's putting you negative 700k gold already off the bat. While as the $50 pack, you're getting that 10 pieces right there, and you get to select the type, which is also important. And when they say you can select the type, I don't think that means set. I think that means you can select the type. Like, you can choose if you want a right side piece of gear or a left side, and then you could choose, one of the three available for each side. And you get to, I don't know if you get to do that for all 10 individual pieces, or if it's just all 10 have to be that. I'm assuming it's individually. So that adds huge value to you hunting for gear. Even with the stats being randomized, it's still 85 gear, rare or higher, and you get 10 pieces of whatever type you want. So if you're looking for a ring or a necklace, you can go for a ring or a necklace, which you cannot do, by the way, inside the sanctuary, because there's no way to get rings or necklace in the sanctuary crafted, unfortunately. So there's a comparison there, or I guess I could say a difference there. But anyway, so gold is not being calculated here, because gold could vary by astronomical numbers. This pack that you could get for the equipment pack, you could use all that stamina and go get a bunch of gear if you're lucky and sell it and actually make more gear than you would get from using your stamina from the leaf packs and get a lot of no gear at all. Get a bunch of powder or something. You don't know. Those numbers are just too random to be calculated. So I just completely threw those out to make this a more fair comparison. All right, but anyways. So the $30 Leaf Pack gives you 133 runs of Hunt Stage 11 with no guaranteed 10 pieces of 85 gear. Basically, what I'm saying is you could do 133 runs and never get an 85 gear to drop. The chances of probability on that could be high, could be low. It just completely depends. The drop rates are varied heavily. So it could or could not happen. So, but you get 133 runs if you use the 450 Sky Stones plus the 22 Leafs. That'll give you 133 runs of Hunt Stage 11. Now, if you buy the $50 equipment pack, you get 150 runs of Stage 11 plus 10 pieces of 85 gear, one being at minimum an epic grade, because they did state that you get at least one guaranteed epic grade 85. You choose which type of gear it is as well, which we've already discussed that, which is something that you cannot do with your Leafs. So that's basically what you get from both packs here. So essentially for $30, you get 133 runs of Stage 11. Or for $50, you get 150 runs of Stage 11 plus the 10 pieces of 85 gear, one of them being at which epic, and you get to pick the type. So it would really come down to, do you guys feel the additional 17 runs of Hunt Stage 11 plus the additional 10 pieces of 85 gear, which saves you 700,000 gold and lets you choose the type, is that worth $20 to you? It's really what's going to come down to when you compare which one is better gear-wise, strictly for gear. So both options will leave you with RNG base gear, but one is offering 10 pieces of high tier gear and the other would require a 1 per 8.8 run to meet the same goal before using stones to complete the remaining attempts, while the other gives you 10 pieces before using 150 with stones. So what I'm basically saying there is you would have to average, in the 22 Leafs that you pop, you would have to average 185 gear per 8.8 attempts. Basically saying that you're going to get 88 runs with 22 Leaves before you tap into your 450 Sky Stones that you get from that pack, which would give you the remainder of the 133 runs total. Opposed to paying $50, you get that 150 runs as well as the 10 pieces of gear right off the bat. So that's where that's coming from. In the end, you get much more gear value from the $50 pack, which could also add more gold value, etc. Either way, you're gambling with money and need to decide what holds more value for you personally. I just hope that these numbers help sort out any confusion, which I indeed hope this does. And then I put a notice down there. If you do not use the stamina for hunts, then the Leaf Pack is giving you 340 less stamina, but more gold. So I'm going to say this right now. If you're looking at this pack right here, if you're looking at this pack from a gear perspective, the $50 gear pack is going to be significantly better than a $30 Leaf Pack if you were using both packs for the same thing, trying to get gear from Hunt. However, on the other side of the coin, if you are strictly using the Leaf Pack for just general use, for basically doing anything, it has infinitely better value because it's $30 to basically do potentially hundreds of runs of side story or regular story, depending on what you're doing. You could use it to do challenge mode. You can use it to do altar. A lot of any other things that you're trying to do, which will also, it just adds to the overall value. But if you're looking for strictly gear to make your gear better on your account for your characters, the $50 equipment pack is actually better. But what is my personal opinion on the $50 equipment pack? Do I like it? Do I dislike it? I'm going to be honest. I do not like it. I don't like that because this is setting up a direction I do not, and I repeat, do not want Smilegate to take with this game. Because essentially, if you are whaling out and you buy all 5 of this pack and then all 5 of the other for I think it's like $400, you're getting 75 pieces of 85 gear. You're throwing a lot of money away potentially, but there's also a high chance that you're going to get a lot of good gear without doing any effort. Just boom, you got the gear. You're ready to go. Because I don't know what everyone's account situations are, what their team builds are, if they can auto it or if they have to manual it or semi-auto or whatever. But you're talking 75 pieces of 85 gear for $400 that somebody could buy in 10 seconds. Or do it with leaves for less money, but you're going to be farming for several weeks to get to that number of, that 75 85 gear potentially. And there's also the whole thing where you can choose the type of the gear that you want. So if you're only looking for right side gear, like boots, rings, or necklaces, you could go that route, which is also kind of disgusting in a way because that's potentially a gold mine for Smilegate to get people to cash in for right side necklaces and rings, which you cannot get from the Sanctuary. And you're getting all that for $20 more than a Leaf Pack. And if you just want to use the gear for your 10 gambles and hope you get a decent piece of gear and use your stones for other things, you can do that as well because that's 3,000 stamina basically worth of Sky Stones. Or if you're doing Hunt, 150 runs. So you're still getting a lot of Sky Stone value, a lot of stamina value as well from this equipment pack, not just the 10 pieces of equipment. So there's a lot of variables and intangibles there to kind of play with. But I just don't like the fact that this is just going to heavily, increase the gap between the free-to-play and casuals from the whales. This is just going to further separate the player base, I feel, with this pack. Not to say this pack isn't valuable, because it is. I hate to admit that. But the pack is, for what the price is, in comparison to some of the other stuff that Smilegate releases for $50, this is probably one of their better $50 packs. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try and disregard that fact, even though I do not like that it's going to exist in the game. Even if it's a limited thing, that doesn't mean it ain't going to come back. We've had a lot of packs that are limited, and they come back like every 2 weeks. So if this sells well, which I guarantee you it will, it's going to come back. And then it's going to come back again and again and again. So it's a scary thing to think about for the future of the game. Indeed, it does hold value. It is good. If you are willing to spend the $50, you probably will not be disappointed because even if you get like 7 or 8 bad pieces of gear, you're still probably going to get at least 1 or 2 decent pieces. So that is probably worth $20 to some of you alone. There's a lot of people out there that's probably been farming for months, and they still don't even have 1 or 2 good pieces of gear that are 85, especially on the right side, because that's the hardest gear to hunt for is the right side gear, necklaces and rings especially. So a lot of value there, guys. I hate to admit it though. Like I said, if you stack this pack up against one of the arguably the best packs in the game, which is the $30 Leaf Pack, it stacks up pretty damn well, even though it's $20 more. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys tell me what you think about this in the comment section below. Again, I'm not in support of this pack, but I'm not going to say that it's bad either, like value-wise. It's bad, I think, for the overall balance in the game, but it's going to be good value-wise for those who do spend it. And I cannot complain at people who are going to spend money on it because it is enticing. It is good. It probably is worth it in comparison to the other prices of stuff in the game. But doesn't mean I'm a fan of it. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys go with that. Again, I'll have the link for this in the description below. Hopefully I helped some of you out. Hopefully I didn't confuse too many people. If I missed anything, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be sure to pin it or whatever, or add it to this post here. Whatever I got to do to correct it if I made any mistakes. But anyways, I'm going to catch you guys all later. Have an awesome day wherever you are. Until next time, please subscribe if you're new and join us in the Discord in the description below to keep the conversations going before and after the video. Until next time, peace.